Okay, everyone, welcome to this video lesson. Make sure that you have paper and pencil, paper, some paper, and a pencil in order for you to copy all of these notes in order for you to submit the notes and get credit for the notes as well. All right? So, as we always do, we always start by identifying the name of this video lesson, which is Linear Inequality Systems Graphically. So we are going to solve linear inequality systems graphically. Now remember that a system means more than one equation, right? We're going to find more than one linear inequality equation, which is called a system, and we're going to do that graphically or by a graph. Okay, so the definition of the linear inequality systems graphically is we're going to find a coordinate of a point in the solution set. So we're going to find one coordinate or one point, right? We're going to find the coordinates of a point that land in the solution set. And I'm going to show you what that looks like. So we always read the instructions that say solve the following systems of inequalities graphically. Okay, we're going to solve them by a graph. State the coordinates of a point in the solution set. Okay, so let's do that. So let's look at our first example here. So we have two equations here, right? So let's identify those equations. So we have let's choose two different colors. We have a green and we have a blue. Okay, so let's work on the green first. Okay, so as you can see, this is y equals mx plus b, right? And as a matter of fact, let's write that here on the side. Y equals mx plus b. And b, we know, is the y-intercept, right? Where our line touches the y-axis. And m is our slope, how we're going to move to find our next point. Okay, so as you can see here, b is at the end of our equation and y equals mx plus b. So the end of our equation here is -7. So in this first equation, b is equal to -7, right? And now let us find m, our slope. Well, our slope is right in front of x here. Our slope here is -3. So m is equal to -3, but we need it to be a fraction. Well, we know that any number has 1 as an invisible denominator like that. So -3 here. So we're going to start with our y-intercept, which is -7. So our y-axis, as we know, is the axis that goes up and down. So we're going to find -7 here on our y-axis, which is there, -7. Look at that. Okay. Next, our slope says we're going to go -3 over 1. Well, -3 means down 3, and over 1 means to the right 1. So we're going to go down to our point, and we're going to go down 1, 2, 3, and over 1. And that is our second point here like this. Now, we need to know whether this is a solid line or whether this is a broken line. So as you can see here, this says less than or equal to. That little line there says equal to, so we know that this is going to be a solid line, right? So let me make a solid line here that goes from one point all the way through the second point. And I'm going to go back the other way like this, all the way through the graph, right? And I draw an arrow and an arrow this way like this, right? Now, I need to know whether I'm going to shade up or shade down. This says less than. Less than means we're going to shade down. So we're going to shade below this line. So everything below this line, I am going to shade. So everything below, I'm a little bit over. Let me be a little bit more exact here. Look at that, everything below this line, like that. Okay, so look at that, everything below this line. There we go. We have our first equation. We have our green equation. But since this is a system, it has more than one equation. This is our first equation, and now we're going to do our second, our blue equation. So let us find the same thing. Let us find our y-intercept, right, which is b, the last, our y-intercept, right, the last number in our equation, which is 8. So b is equal to positive 8. We're going to find m as well, our slope. Well, m, as you can see, is in front of x here. M is our slope. So what is in front of x? 3 over 4. So 3 over 4, which means positive 3. We're going to go up 3 and over 4. So we're going to start on our y-intercept, which is b equals 8. So on my y-axis here, I'm going to find positive 8. All right, positive 8 over here like that. Okay. Now, this says I'm going to move up 3 and to the right 4. So 1, 2, wait a minute, I ran out of space. So let's do the opposite, everyone. Let's do the opposite. So instead of going up 3, I'm going to go down 3. And instead of going right 4, I'm going to go left 4, right? So I'm going to go down 3, left 4. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there is my second point, right? So let's see if it's a solid line or a broken line, which that has an equal sign next to the greater than, under the greater than. So I know it's going to be a solid line. So let me make a solid line from my point, one point to that point, and a solid line from that point to that point all the way through my graph there, right? Now, I need to know whether I'm going to solve, I'm going to graph above or below my line. So this says greater than. So greater means above my line here. So I'm going to choose, I want to pick a light color here that we can see this. I don't want it to blend too much, so I'm going to pick this gray here. So I'm going to pick everything, I'm going to highlight everything above. But let me show you here. Let me go a little bit, let me go back here. Let me choose this green here. So I need to go a little bit more this way because I'm going to show you why. All the way through the graph. And when I highlight, it's all of this as well, see? Because I want exactly my same area. Now I'm going to go back to my second graph here. So this says greater than, so I'm going to shade everything above. So everything above my line here, right? So everything above is right there, right? So now we need to pick a point, kiddos, a coordinate of a point in the solution set. That means in fancy math language, where is a point that is both yellow and gray, right? Or dark or blue or whatever you want to call it. Yellow and blue. Now, if we pick a point here, this will make, this is a solution for yellow, but it's not a solution for gray. If I pick this point here, that is a solution for gray, but it's not a solution for yellow. So where is both? And this is this area right here, right? So you can pick any point that is right here, right? So I'm going to pick a point. I'm going to pick, let's see, this point right here. Okay. So what point is that? That is -7 on the x and +6 on the y. -7, +6. And there you go. That is a solution. But that is not the only solution. This could have been a solution. That could have been a solution. This could have been a solution, right? A lot of different solutions, right? This could not have been a solution because it was only in the yellow shaded area. And this one here could also not have been a solution because it was only in the gray area, right? So there we go. That is our solution set. We found a point that is in the solution set. Okay, let's try one more example here. All right, so let's see. We're going to make this one pink. And we'll make this one orange. The second equation orange. First equation pink, second equation orange. So let us remember here that we have y equals mx plus b. And we know that b is the y-intercept. And we know that m is our slope, right? So let us go for our pink first. So what is our b? What is our y-intercept? Or the last number in our y equals mx plus b. Our last number here is -3. So b is equal to -3. What is our m? Our slope. Our slope in this equation is right before x, which is right before x is 2. M is equal to 2, but we want it to be a fraction because we want to know the slope. So 2/1. So that means we're going to go up 2 on our graph and to the right 1. Up 2 and to the right 1. Okay. So let us graph. So our y-intercept is b equals -3. So on our y line, on our y-axis, let us find -3, which is right here. -3. That is our y-intercept. And what is our slope? Let's see, how do we move? Okay, we're going to go up 2 and over 1. So let's go back down. We're going to go up 2, 1, 2, and over 1. And there is our point. That is our second point right there. Now, let us find out if this is a broken line or a solid line. Well, this says less than or equal to. You see that equal sign there? That line is equal. So that means that this is going to be a solid line. Solid line, right? Because it has equal to. So let me draw a line going both ways, going through both points there. Arrow. And I'm going to go this way. And arrow. Now I need to know which way I'm going to shade. So let's see here. Shade, this says less than. So I'm going to shade below this graph. So let me see if I pick pink, if it's not too dark here. That's not bad. Let's try it out. So everything below our line is a solution. Everything below our line. I went a little bit over, but you guys know what I mean. Okay, here we go. So we have our pink region, right? So now let's do our orange. Okay, let us find B first, right? B is our y-intercept, which is the last number in our equation there, which is 8. So our B, switch to orange, B is equal to 8. Our y-intercept. Let us find our slope, or our M, which is the our m is our slope, the number be right before x, which is negative 3 over 4. So negative 3 over 4. Negative 3 means down 3 and over 4. So we're going to start with my y-intercept, which is b equals 8. So on my y-axis, I'm going to find positive 8, which is right there. And it says down 3 over 4. So I'm going to go down 3, 1, 2, 3, over 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, which is there. Look at that. So we need to graph now. Now this says less than. Now do you see here there's no line like on pink? Pink we had a line, an equal sign. There is no equal sign, so that means that my orange line has got to be a broken line. So I'm going to switch over here to a broken line. So I'm going to go from this orange point all the way through that orange point and draw an arrow. And then I'm going to go from that orange point to that orange point. And I'm going to draw an arrow. Let me switch back to solid here. Okay, now I have to decide if I'm going to shade up or I'm going to shade down. Well, this says less than. Less than means shade below. So let's switch to orange here. So I'm going to shade below my orange line. So let's see if I can get it here. Okay, that's pretty good. Below my orange line, which goes like this. And I'm shading all the way below here like this. Look at that. Okay. There we go. All right. So we need to find a solution set, right? A solution set. Meaning, pick a point, kiddos, that is both in the orange and in the pink, which is this whole area right here. So pick any point that is in this area. I'm going to pick an easy point, and I'm going to go with this point right here. And this is point 4 on the x and 0 on the y. 4, 0. And this is a solution because it is in both colors, right? It is in both in orange and in pink. I can't pick any points here because this is only orange. I can't pick any point here because this is only pink. This is both orange and pink here. All right? And that, kiddos, is our lesson. So make sure you wrote everything down, right? Make sure you copied the graph as well in order for you to get full points for your notes. All right? So thank you guys for being attentive and writing good notes. See you next time.